Because of what? Because our government wished to hide it? Why did they wish to hide it? Because of their voters? Because they want the Islamic vote? That's how powerful it is. That's Labour care about power.
Keir Starmer faces heated exchange after Tommy Robinson's live remarks shock viewers. You're not going to believe what just happened. During a live broadcast that was supposed to be about law and order, everything took a sharp turn and Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister himself, found his composure tested on national television. What sparked it all? A few blunt, unexpected remarks from none other than Tommy Robinson, the activist and media personality known for his unfiltered opinions and unpredictable on-air moments. Now, depending on who you ask, what he said was either a wake-up call or a direct challenge to the political establishment. But one thing's for sure, the moment left Keir Starmer visibly shaken, trying to hold his ground while cameras kept rolling. It started on a morning segment of a popular UK talk show, a space where politicians usually control the narrative, staying calm, polite, polished. But this time, that script didn't hold. Tommy Robinson, invited as a guest to discuss public safety and community policy, went straight to the heart of what he sees as Britain's growing leadership disconnect. He looked right into the camera and said, "People out there don't feel heard anymore. They don't trust the people running this country, and they're tired of being called names for asking hard questions." The studio went quiet for a second. Then, the host, trying to smooth things over, turned to Keir Starmer for his reaction. Starmer's tone was calm at first, but you could see the tension in his eyes. "Everyone has the right to speak their mind," he said, "but that doesn't mean we fuel division with language that isolates communities." Robinson didn't back down. He leaned forward and replied, "Division didn't start with the public. It started when politicians stopped listening." That line right there changed the whole energy of the broadcast. Within minutes, clips of the exchange started flooding social media. One user wrote, "Finally, someone said it to his face." Another commented, "This is exactly what we've been feeling for years, they only hear us when it's convenient." But not everyone agreed. Critics online were quick to say the show gave too much airtime to polarizing rhetoric. Some even accused the network of inviting controversy just to boost ratings. Still, what people couldn't ignore was Starmer's reaction. Normally unflappable, he looked almost cornered, pausing before his answers, shifting in his seat, visibly frustrated that he couldn't just dismiss Robinson's points as political noise. For context, Keir Starmer has built his reputation on discipline, control, and careful communication. Every statement, every public response, usually measured down to the comma. But in this moment, you could sense a rare crack in that armor. Because Tommy Robinson wasn't just debating policy. He was challenging the credibility of the entire political class. He said, "It's easy to talk about unity when you're sitting in Westminster. But go walk through any working-class town, people are angry, they're scared, and they don't believe a single word coming out of Downing Street." The audience reacted, some applauded, others murmured. Starmer interjected, "That's not true. We're investing in communities." But Robinson interrupted, "Investing? Or managing damage? Because people see broken systems, rising costs, and politicians arguing about the wrong things." And that's when Starmer's patience snapped just a little. His tone sharpened. "It's easy to criticize. It's harder to lead. And populism doesn't fix anything, it just fuels anger." The segment ended with visible tension between both men, Starmer trying to reassert authority, Robinson standing by his message. But the real drama unfolded after the cameras stopped rolling. According to insiders, the Prime Minister's team wasn't happy with how the show handled the exchange. One source described it as a setup that let outrage take center stage over facts. Meanwhile, Robinson's followers called it a victory, claiming he spoke truth to power and exposed what they see as the government's growing disconnect from ordinary voters. The debate spilled far beyond the studio walls, becoming one of the most talked about moments of the week. And here's where it gets interesting. Political analysts say this exchange captures something much bigger than one TV argument. It reflects a deepening divide between the political elite and the public mood across the UK. On one side, you have leaders like Starmer, trying to keep conversations grounded in policy and moderation. On the other, you have voices like Robinson, raw, emotional, and often unpredictable, who resonate with people who feel left behind. One political journalist summed it up perfectly. "You can disagree with his methods, but Robinson taps into something real: frustration. And Starmer's struggle to counter that in real time shows how fragile the government's messaging is right now. Even members within Labour quietly admitted that the optics weren't great. As one insider allegedly told a reporter, "It's not about what was said, it's about how unprepared we looked to handle it." And this might just be the key takeaway. Because beyond the headlines, what this moment showed is that the UK's political conversation is shifting. People are no longer satisfied with polished answers and talking points. They want emotion. They want honesty, even if it's uncomfortable. Whether you agree with Tommy Robinson or not, his exchange with Keir Starmer revealed something the polls can't measure: how fed up people really are with politics that feels distant and disconnected. And that's what has everyone asking. If this was just one TV interview, what happens the next time a politician faces that same raw, unfiltered challenge, live? Will they handle it better or crumble under the pressure of public frustration that can no longer be contained? Because right now, the country's watching. And this time, the conversation isn't going away. So, what happens next may be the real story, because one live moment just cracked open a truth politicians can't ignore anymore.